I was trying to think 50th is here, but that doesn't make sense.
It does make sense because the 50th is here.
I know, but it didn't sound, it didn't feel right in my soul.
Well, you didn't commit.
50 times. No, shit.
Okay.
50th
All right.
is here.
You're fired. If this were a community theater play, I would fire you as your director.
Happy 50th listeners episode, Christine.
Oh, can you believe it? And it came out right after our 200th episode. So it is a very monumental month.
Which means we have put out 250 episodes. Yowza.
That math sounds correct. Yes.
I think. We've recorded 250 times.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. That's a quarter of 100.
Why do you even still talk to me? That's not a quarter of 100.
They pay me.
That's a quarter of 1,000. Even I know
right.
that much.
I know. I heard it. And then I was like, whatever at this point. Anyway, happy 50th. That means we've read like, oh my God, I'm trying to do more math. I need to stop.
Don't do that.
I was going to say we've read like 300 stories or something like that now. If we
don't look at me. That much is too math. Much. Never mind.
300 something stories we have read, and it's been pretty bananas.
It's been pretty bananas, pretty noodles, and guess what? This time I get to go first because
I know I love it.
That's what Eva said.
Mom
said I can go first.
I don't have the pressure of like making this episode really juicy, or like right from the top. So like I get to follow your lead.
The pressure, you go first every time, even in regular episodes.
Yeah, but this time
I feel like you'd be used to the pressure nowadays.
No. It never ends. Trying to be perfect all the time. So.
Okay.
I'm going to ride your coattails this time.
Rein it in. Thanks. Okay, great. Well, so then I guess I'll start. Right. We have a theme, and we actually came up with a theme early this time. And do you remember it, Em?
I already forgot the theme.
Oh, Em. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite theme yet.
Oh, I do know the theme.
And that's why we drink Cursed Me. So it's like basically we are cursing ourselves by reading stories of how we cursed you. So that's the theme.
I'm very excited about this. I have the only time I've ever heard about times where we've cursed anyone was with like PTD, who we don't talk about.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to talk about PTD a lot today.
Oh my God.
Is my guess.
I was afraid that every email was going to be specifically about PTD.
It might be. I'm going to do Sign of the Cross because I have not read them yet. Anyway, we told patrons our theme first so they could get like a little bit of a head start. So I think we've gotten a lot of submissions.
And it's we have not. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were riding my coattails today.
I don't listen to my own rules, apparently. I'm sorry.
All I was gonna say is, if we're not reading your story today, fret not, because apparently we have a lot of them. So maybe we'll do a future episode, part 2.
That's a good idea. I was gonna say that this is a perfect way to close out 2020.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, if this is the last listeners episode of the year, we might as well talk about how our own show has made more trauma for you.
Has ruined everyone's lives. Well, on that note, I guess we'll get started. You're right. This is the last listener episode of 2020.
Wow.
Fittingly.
Remember last time, we still get tweets today from people saying, oh, wow, I just got to the episodes where 2020 began and you guys were all hopeful and cheerful about the year. So should we make predictions about 2021 or should we just not even try?
I think we should just let it be and see and let it do its thing without trying to force it. Because last year we were pretty gung-ho when people, still tweet us and say, oh, you guys sound like such fools. And I'm like, yes, I know.
This year really hardened us, I think, because now we're like, let's just see how the next one plays out.
I'm like, nothing surprises me anymore. So, all right. Well, this first email is from Michelle, and it is called, and that's why we drink, Cursed My Dog, which I'm already upset about. Oops.
We apologize.
Michelle's first line is, definitely didn't want y'all to worry. My fur baby is totally fine now. So, okay, thank you for letting me know in advance. And Michelle uses she, her pronouns, so thank you, Michelle. It says, hi, Eva, Lemon, M, Christine, and all the furry friends. Okay, don't feel bad, and that's why we drink Cursed My Dog. Or maybe I cursed my dog.
It was you, not us. It was you, not us.
It was definitely you.
And if it was us, it was Christine. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was maybe me, but it was probably you. Maybe we did a joint thing. Team effort.
Team effort.
Okay. Back in 2018, my partner got tickets to your live show in LA. I am a huge fan and was so excited to go. To add to the fun, y'all were doing And That's Why We Draw.
Oh, throwback.
And asked for a picture of a Disneyland nobody wants to go to. I remember that prompt. I got right on that-ish because I'm no artist, but I love me some Disneyland, and That's Why We Drink spooky fun. Well, I was absolutely elated when at the show I saw my drawing was selected. Oh, we have a superstar here. When I got back home that night, I did what any normal person would do and hung that picture proudly on my fridge.
Oh,
it was
so
the best
sweet.
of... It is sweet. I wish it would end there, but
Yeah.
it keeps going.
And
I wish she had included the photo. The Disney, I'm sure we have it in our inbox somewhere.
probably.
Okay. It was the best of times, and then it was the worst. My poor fur baby, Winry, started acting really strange over the next few days. She wasn't eating. She didn't want to play with anyone. She just seemed incredibly lethargic and anxious, and I had no idea what was going on. About 2 or 3 days into this, I was about to call our vet when it occurred to me. I had basically created a shrine to Annabelle, Robert the Doll, Black-Eyed Kids, and John Wayne Gacy on my refrigerator.
Good night.
I remember this picture now that you mentioned all the details. I took the picture down immediately, ripped it up, and threw it in a trash can very far away from my apartment. Winry's mood change was almost instant. She ate dinner that night just fine and was her usual self the next day. She even played tug of war with me within hours of me taking down the picture.
Aww.
I was so relieved that she was better, but it still freaks me out to this day that I had the power to bring something into my home that could hurt me or my fur babies with some crayons on a piece of paper. Definitely a lot of prayers and saging followed that day. Winry is living a glorious life and can be found sunbathing, as she's seen doing here, or playing with our quarantine baby, Coda. As for me, my fiance has banned me from listening to And That's Why We Drink in our home.
Well, you'll never hear
Ouch.
this.
And we never make any mention of cursed dolls. This is why I drink. Thank you for reading my story. I love you all so much and can't wait till you can safely get on the road again because, listen to this, everyone, your live shows are fire.
Aw, thank you.
Love, Michelle.
Also, these little pictures of your puppy dogs are so cute.
I know. I was going to ask if you see them.
I also
Sweet
like that
babes.
you're banned from listening, but clearly you knew what the theme of this episode is
Yeah,
going to be.
wait a second.
So
I wonder if she just
hunch
steps into the backyard and listens.
you just drive around all for hours in the night. Just
in the night.
in the night. I imagine that's the aesthetic. But I like how your dog likes to go sunbathing, knows the feng shui of the room, and is affected by it spiritually.
Seriously.
Sounds like a
Also love that you
sharp
tried to
dog.
blame us for your cursed crayon drawing.
You put it on the fridge, all right? You could have folded that puppy up and put it in a drawer.
You could have given it to us at the live show and cursed us with it, which I'm sure has happened in the past.
Many people did. We have we have a lot of, and that's why we draws in our, and that's why we drink apartment right now.
That's right.
That people gave us. So anyway, wow, that was a fun time, and that's why we draw.
Aw.
Okay, well, I'm next, and this is from Sally or Celine. Celine? There's two names. So there's options. That's why
Oh, I see.
I'm acting it like the N is silent in one of them. And they use she, her pronouns. So thank you for normalizing pronouns. And Celine says, Hi, Eva, Christine M, Lemon, Geo, Junie Mooney, and whoever else I might have forgotten. I think you got everyone.
Lemon.
Lemon's there. Lemon is before Geo. I don't know if...
Yeah, but Lemon needed to be twice.
Okay. Well, in that case, Lemon should be all of them. Just say Lemon 10 times.
No, something terrible will happen if you look in the mirror.
It's like Beetlejuice. You guys are my absolute favorite. I'm going to tell you how you guys cursed me and broke my brother's phone in the process.
Oh, God. I thought I was going to say back or neck or head or... Oh, my God.
Thank God it was the phone.
Thank God.
So my husband Ryan and I normally go on a drive on Sundays to listen to your show. Precious. What a nice...
That's nice.
That's a quarantine date right there.
Wow.
Well, I hope you're driving right now and
Don't crash.
don't speed. Embrace your surroundings. Okay. Well, we happened to be listening to the listener story that was all about the Black-Eyed Kids. Side note, this is the one that till this day, the dolls are a close second, has scared me so bad and I still can't get over it. So, good for us.
I feel powerful.
So, Christine, I am right there with you with the absolutely not anything related BEK related. So, anyways, we were listening to the second one. I believe I'm already on the verge of tears because I'm terrified. And my brother Nano called me. I obviously jumped but answered and asked him if he was home. And then he said no. And then it just repeats in my brother's voice over and over. No, 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 no.
Oh.
So I hung up. And then Ryan tries to call me with his phone. And the phone is picked up, but... Sorry. Ryan tries to call him with his phone, and the phone is picked up, but there's not a sound from him. So it's just silence on the other end. So we tried calling the rest of my family, and the same thing, that there would be a pickup, but no sound from them. Then we called my sister, who doesn't live with them, to see if it was our phone, but she answered and we were able to talk. So it's like in the house or something.
Ew.
No one's phone was working. So Ryan and I went home, and I was able to call my brother with no problem. And we did not finish the episode on the first drive because we were freaked out, but we also didn't want to finish the episode in our house. So we went on another mini drive to finish the episode the same night. We were in the middle of the fourth story, and Nano calls me again, but this time to finish the episode, but this time the cell phone starts off with my name or my nickname in his voice, Selly. And just repeats it over and over again. Selly, 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 Selly. I cried again, and we tried to call all of them back, but the same thing happened. And they would pick up, but there was no sound on their end. We finished the stories, and Ryan, who doesn't normally get scared, had goosebumps, and we went home, and I could call everyone normally, except this time the calls wouldn't make it to my brother, and he couldn't make calls on his end. So they tried to reset his phone, and they took it in, and he had to get a new phone because there was no fixing that phone, and the tech people couldn't figure out what was wrong.
That's not good.
So yeah, I was cursed, and my brother's phone paid the price, and that's why I drink.
I wish my curses just went to my brother, like deflected onto him. That would be nice.
Yeah, if your curse is that you can't get a hold of your brother, then like depending on your relationship with him, that's like not really a curse.
Wow, that is really freaky. And I hate that it kept repeating the words. And I hate that it happened twice because I feel like once is like a fluke, like you had a weird tech issue. But if it happened hours later, like that night
and
again.
Then the reverse happened where now you couldn't, like nothing was coming through on his end. Okay, well, thank you, Sally, for your story, but also I'm glad I'm not you.
Oh, God. Also, my bad.
Also, now I want to go check my phone after this. You probably know Glossier for their skincare products and for popularizing the glowy, dewy skin look that I'm always complimenting Christine on. But Glossier also creates makeup products and body care products and fragrance.
It's true, and I love all of the above. As you can tell, I always make N comment on my face, and they do because they're a wonderful friend. But I will say my current favorite is the Boy Brow, which M loves to compliment my brows sometimes. Right,
I do.
Right,
no, truly. Anytime we've done like an Instagram live together, I'm always always the first things are either your lips or your eyebrows. Today, your eyebrows.
Nice brows.
They do look particularly delightful today.
I gotta say, Glossier, the Boy Brow is like a game changer for real. I never really knew how to do my eyebrows before. So the Boy Brow is like, let me tell you, it's a best-selling grooming pomade for instantly fluffy, full brows. And if you're like, what's a pomade? Well, I will tell you. It's inspired by traditional men's mustache wax. So it's basically this like creamy kind of wax formula that visibly, forms and shapes your brows into place. It has like moisturizing ingredients, so you can moisturize at the same time. And it comes in different shades. So I have a brown and I have a clear in case I'm feeling a little au naturel, but they have different shades. It's just like the easiest thing. You swipe it on and suddenly M is complimenting your eyebrows. It's great.
Also, I do like they have this tiny little precision brush. So,
yes.
I love things that are not proportional, like size-wise. And it's a tiny little brush, so you can also make sure that your brows are all fluffed and perfect. And
it is very delicate.
Very delicate. Get the Boy Brow and Generation G duo by visiting glossier.com/podcast/drink.
For a limited time, new customers can get 10% off your first order. Certain exclusions apply. Visit glossier.com/podcast/drink.
Thousands of women have been taking back control of their hair with Nutrafol, with many users raving that the supplement not only transformed their hair, but restored their confidence too.
This is no joke. I keep mine down with my vitamins now, my Nutrafol. When I used to kind of bend over or put my head down, I literally had a bald spot. And
I used to talk about it a lot. I'm sorry.
You did.
But I'm also not. It was, to me, it was a symbol of our hard work.
Yeah, Em was proud of it, honestly. But honestly, it was something I was always insecure about. I've always had thin hair, and I've had struggle growing it. This Nutrafol, whatever the heck it is, it's working. And the best part is that Nutrafol is physician formulated to be 100% drug free. So it's not like you're just taking mystery ingredients. They use medical grade botanicals in consistently effective dosages. So you get the most reliable results. And I can confidently tell you, when I bend over now, my bald spot is gone, and Em can
we have
stop
to
talking
we
about
have to work hard again. We have to
bring it back. Nope, never again.
Never again. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and using promo code DRINK, and new customers will get 20% off. And this is their best offer available anywhere.
Plus free shipping on every order. So get 20% off at Nutrafol.com. That's spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code DRINK. Okay, I have a story here. This is, let's see, Becca. This is from Becca, who uses she, her pronouns. Thank you, Becca. Hello, all. My name is Becca. I've been listening practically from your start, and I can't thank you enough for keeping me sane. Who knew your voices and stories could keep me focused when at work? I certainly did not. Anywho, getting right into it. My grandfather passed away 6 years ago, and it was one of the worst things I've ever felt in my life, up until my grandmother, his wife, passed away nearly 2 years ago. We moved her closer to me, and my family and I ended up becoming her primary caregiver. This past spring, my aunt, the daughter of said grandparents, went to a holistic healing / psychic / crystals and what have you type convention. Oh, I'm there.
That sounds really fun.
See you there.
Yeah.
We purchased a couple of stones and crystals and went to the next booth, which was a psychic. Ooh. Where is the? I want to go to a convention of psychics.
Are we guest appearancing over there? It sounds like
I want to just get a badge, like a visitor badge, and like meet everybody.
I want a backstage pass so I can have early access to all of the stuff at the booths.
It's like Crime Con.
Yeah, it is, but
better,
but metaphysical.
But metaphysical, right? Okay. Let's see. I sat back, letting my aunt take the time when my grandfather came through. Soon, though, the psychic looked at me and apologized to my aunt, asking if she could speak to me because my grandfather was being insistent that he needed to talk to me.
Oh, shit.
Cue floodgates.
Uh-oh.
She told me that he had been trying to communicate with me by showing me things in threes. Specifically, if I went home and looked in my fridge, I'd find 3 bottles of something, 3 cans of something, etc., all together in their sets.
I like how this grandpa was like, I know you're going to check that fucking fridge. Like,
yeah, you're going to drink beer and there's going to be 3 of them.
Specifically, here's 3 chocolate cakes that you don't remember putting in there. Ooh.
There were 12, but I ate enough that there are only... I was like, I say enough because I couldn't do the math that quickly. I ate 9 of them. If you buy 12 cakes and your dead grandfather eats 9 of them, how many are left?
You would still at least have 3 chocolate cakes.
That's true. I could live with that, I guess. I'd also find things outside of the fridge or knew that I had been hearing things like knocking 3 times. Yes, the things of 3 were in the fridge and sounds. Other things of 3 were definitely showing up in my life. Then the psychic said that I had a spirit guide that lived outside on our property. She began to describe my house and groupings of trees, the lake, and how everything was situated. She told me that my spirit guide named Walter...
Get out of here.
Hang on.
Is every dead man's name Walter?
Yes, but that must be like a process they go through. It's a new name badge. It makes it easier for God to
go through like social services. They get their name changed. I understand. It's a process.
Okay. She told me my spirit guide named Walter lived in one of the trees in a grouping of 3 trees, which happened to be my 3 favorite trees on the property.
Aw.
Em, do you have 3 favorite trees?
I don't have 3 favorite trees. I'm more focused on why is one of them hanging out in the tree.
Inside the tree.
If I found out that my grandpa was haunting me from a tree, I'd be like, you're barking up the wrong tree. Like,
yeah, I'd be like, I'm not coming up there. I hope you don't think I'm gonna climb this thing.
You were better off waiting in the fridge. I was definitely gonna find you there.
You had me with the fridge. I don't know why.
You had to make it weird, Walter. You had why?
Just showing off climbing a tree.
I get it. I can't climb the tree and you can. That's nice.
To be fair, if I died and became Walter and could climb a tree, I would show off to everybody. So
I get that.
I would take my 9 cakes and I would take them up into the oak tree and I would have a good time.
If, I can't do like a cartwheel in real life. And so one day, just imagine my dead body just cartwheeling everywhere.
Oh my God. M's going to be like my spirit guide, just cartwheeling through the room.
I'm just going to be like Simone Biles, but like the afterlife version. Like,
but also eating 9 cakes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. She says, it all seems so coincidental, and I'm not sure if I really truly believe yet, but there was just so much more to the rest of the conversation my aunt and I had with the psychic for me not to. I'm definitely curious enough to want to go again. Now that I've taken your time, remember, love on your family. You never know when you won't be able to again. Trust in your Walter. That's a
Wait
great
a minute.
saying.
That's a great saying.
Wow, I love that. Trust in your Walter. Be aware of your surroundings, especially if something comes in 3s. And as a 4th note, since I guess she didn't want to end in 3s, there is always a reason to drink. # Team Wine, but love you both, and Eva.
I love that.
Wow, Becca. I think you should believe it. If this is your sign to believe it, I say believe it.
I say believe it too. I mean, Walter's hanging out in the tree screaming it at the top of his lungs. You just can't tell. So
yeah, and I feel like if a psychic said, oh yeah, the lake by your house, I'd be like, nice try. There's definitely no lake by my house. So I feel like if she's like, there's a lake by your house, and there is, then she's on to something.
I definitely, if I'm ever speaking to like any sort of medium or anything like that, and they nail anything that grand or that obvious or that
specific,
specific, I would be like, oh shit, whatever you have to say, I gotta listen to for sure.
Oh, who's in a tree? Okay.
I'd also be careful, like which tree, because now I'm like, which tree is Walter's tree? Like, what if I decide today I want to climb a tree? What if I feel like a little hand go, meh, like I'm already here,
What if it's the one that the acorns are just pelting you? But what if you have to do construction and like you have to tear down a tree? Can you imagine? Walter would be pissed.
How do you even explain that to a ghost? Like you finally have to climb down and go into another tree. So
awkward.
Or you can just come inside. Just come inside now.
There's cake in here.
There's cake. You know that. Okay. Thank you for your story.
Thank you, Becca.
This is from Amelia, who uses she, her pronouns. Thank you for normalizing pronouns. And the subject line is, and that's why we drink triggered my gift.
Oh!
Don't know what that means.
Why didn't it trigger my gift? I'm still over here.
I don't know.
Spiritually blind as a bat.
I maybe that is your gift.
Maybe.
The story is, hola, Eva, fur babies, fruit mummies, and Em and Christine.
Wow, love it.
Concise, and all the Walters in the world. I've been a longtime listener and sent in a few stories before this one, but after I saw your Patreon bat signal, I started to realize something. Ever since I started listening to the podcast, most noticeably after the Synchronicities episode, I've been noticing now that I've become more in tune with my sixth sense. Ooh. It started out small, mostly just feeling random goosebumps and seeing things out of the corner of my eye. All this chalked up to my severe anxiety at the time and the fact that I have clear, thick frame glasses that kind of warp my peripherals. But even after some therapy and medication and switching back to contacts, things just seemed to get worse. The blurs started to get bigger and take on more human-like shapes, and a strong sense of deja vu will often come over me. This is a feeling that I haven't really experienced since I was a kid. And to make matters worse, before all this podcast shenanigans,
That's a very kind way of putting it. You could have said it a lot meaner.
I started laughing because I heard it and I was like, I know what you meant.
Yeah, we know what you mean.
Before all the podcast shenanigans, I was and still am notoriously known for my false memories that my family and I will be talking about old stories and I'll chime in with something I remember clear as a bell only to be shot down by weird looks. What? It's a force of habit. It's almost like a past life or something. It's a force of habit now for me to just tag on real or fake whenever I try to bring up an old memory. It's something my family and I have grown to laugh at the very least. Ooh. So it feels like to me like either a past memory or like you're astral projecting to another time or like you can just like travel back in your mind. It's wild.
Or There's implanted memories from aliens.
Wait, the government? Are you listening? No,
please, dear God. These are just shenanigans.
Shenanigans over
nothing
here.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing but dead cartwheels. So now this is something I really started to pick up on after the Synchronicities listeners story episode, and I am getting better at weirdly meeting someone's needs before either of us know it's going to happen. I didn't notice it right away, but following that episode, I was starting to get better at low-key anticipating what my sister was going to do. There was this one instance when we were going to visit our parents for the weekend, and as I was throwing stuff into a bag, I was suddenly struck by a need to grab a normal bra. I hate wearing anything but sports bras, okay? I couldn't think... Why would you not... Sports bras are better. Okay. I couldn't think of why I would want to bring it. We were only there for like a day, so what was the point of wasting space in my overnight bag? I'm like, in my mind, I'm predicting, like, does this become like a, like, are you going to see a cute boy or something? Like, I'm like, well, like, there's like, why do you need a fancy bra? What's happening?
I'm assuming the sister needs a bra.
Oh, that probably makes more sense.
She said, I anticipate my sister's needs.
I guess so, but I was like, what? I was like, going to grandma's and I need a nice bra. What is going to happen?
A Lacey third love number is what I got to say. Listen, take your Fit Finder quiz because then you'll never care about wearing sports bras versus regular bras ever again.
Anyway, sorry I assumed. I was just like, where are we going with this? Still, I packed it up without thinking more on it. And the next day at my parents' house, I woke up and just thought, I need a full face of makeup today. Okay, I'm still...
Oh, okay. You're winning.
My theory is still right, I think. For a day that would involve nothing but a trip to the bank, or so I thought. As I'm grabbing my keys to go, my sister stops me. She's got my arms full of photography equipment and some dresses, and she asks me, did you bring a good bra?
Creepy. That's specific.
Yeah. I'm baffled and tell her yes, only for her to tell me to go put it on. It turns out the whole reason we'd come for the visit was so my sister could take photos for her art class project, and I was apparently supposed to model for this project. Okay, I see.
So we were both right. Well, not really.
Both
neither of us
dead
really. Wrong. Spiritually blind, as I like to say.
Our gift, if you will.
We're gifted, yeah.
Our other incidents have just been getting snacks on a whim when shopping, and it ended up being what my sister had been craving all day, or feeling the need to check the time on my phone seconds before a text comes from a friend or family member. One time I had even been humming a song that was stuck in my head, and it ended up being from a movie my brother couldn't think the name of and had texted it to me to see if I knew. On the one hand, this had all been kinds of fun, being half a step ahead of the curve, but I'm also not enjoying the fact that whenever I get my deja vu or goosebumps, my dog will look in the corner of the room.
Goodbye.
And that's how it fucking ends. That's
it.
Thanks again for all the spooks and giggles. Love you, mean it, Amelia. And Alfie the Labradoodle.
Aww. Alfie, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry your mommy's scaring you.
That was a really good, like, if that were the script to a movie, you ended it so that a sequel could come from it. Like,
yes.
It was very...
a cliffhanger.
It was precious, and then the last sentence was a little too dark for me.
Like, there's still a mystery afoot.
Wow.
I wish I were your sister. Just like, oh, you brought me hot Cheetos. That's exactly what I want.
Oh, you brought me more box wine. Oh, you brought me leggings and a nice bra. Wow, everything.
And a pair of Rothy's. Somebody like commented on my Instagram post and were like, those don't look like Rothy's. And I was like, that's because they're FabFitFun slippers. So check yourself, man.
You really are always wearing at least one of our sponsors.
Listen,
shocking.
It's because we only endorse things that we actually enjoy.
Every time I've seen you since you moved away, you're always in Rothy's and you're always wearing a Third Love bra.
Listen, I'm like, I want to rep. I want to prove that we're repping good product. We're not leading anyone astray.
No. Hello.
Fresh. Well, you didn't tell me we were going to be singing this time.
Oh well. Hello,
That's beautiful.
Fresh is here. For those of you who don't know what HelloFresh is, you must be new. Welcome.
It's our new hit single. It's also our favorite meal kit delivery service. Get fresh, pre-measured ingredients, mouthwatering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door with America's #1 meal kit. We love it. We use it. And HelloFresh basically lets you skip the trips to the grocery store. Yesterday, Blaze was like, oh, what do you want to do for dinner? And I was like, sit down, my dear. Let me make you a meal. And I pulled out, and I made, no joke, I made barbecue pineapple flatbread with caramelized and pickled onion. And hear me out, because usually I'm not like a fruit on my food person.
It's good, though.
This was so good. And I'm not a Hawaiian pizza lover, but this was, and it's in the Hall of Fame. So I was like, I'm gonna risk it and go for it. It was so good.
You literally risked it for the biscuit.
I risk it for the biscuit flatbread.
Listen, I'm a fan of pineapple on pretty much anything, so I completely understand how delicious that must have been.
I'm a convert.
Welcome to the other side. HelloFresh delivers fresh, high-quality, pre-portioned ingredients so you can make meals that are delicious and nutritious, and HelloFresh is the first global carbon-neutral meal kit company. So
love that.
Just more reasons to love it.
Makes me feel better. Yeah, it makes me feel better about ordering it. You know, you're not hurting the environment or anything like that. So go to HelloFresh.com/80drink and use code 80drink to get $80 off, including free shipping.
Go to HelloFresh.com/80drink and use code 80drink to get $80 off, including free shipping.
This holiday season, more people will be mailing stuff than ever before. That means the post office is going to be crazy busy. You don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. And that's why Stamps.com brings the post office and now UPS shipping right to your computer. You can mail and ship anything from the convenience of your home or office.
It's true. I'm not going home for Christmas, and by the time this comes out, I've probably finished up my shopping by now, but I did have a lot of gifts sent specifically to me for family members, but I wanted everything to be nice and wrapped, and I wanted to be able to send everything out in one nice box for each person. So I had to do a lot of shipping on my end. And during quarantine, I don't want to go to the post office. So thankfully, Stamps.com let me get all of that done from my home. And now everyone's got their little beautiful presents from me.
Yeah, I feel like I have like a secret. Like I get to do it from my house, and I'm like, I can like mail stuff from like my house. I like it's a shipping center from my house. It's the coolest feeling ever. I have a little scale. Listen, it's a great feeling. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send it. And once your mail is ready, you can schedule a pickup or even just drop it off at the post office. It is that simple.
Don't spend a minute of your holiday season at the post office this year. Sign up for Stamps.com instead. There's no risk, and with our promo code DRINK, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts.
I love that scale. Go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in DRINK.
That's Stamps.com, enter DRINK. Stamps.com, never go to the post office again.
Okay, this is called Listener's 50th Patreon Story, The Child and Me.
Oh, don't bring kids into this. Okay. Don't make it weird.
It's creepy enough. Okay, this is from Kira, who says, Dear Christine, MGO, Lemon, Juniper, Eva, and Moonshine.
Aww.
First of all, congrats on the 50th listeners episode. I'm so excited to hear all the spooky stories. My name is Kira, she, her, and you guys gave me one of my first haunted experiences in my life.
You are welcome.
You're welcome.
Great.
I usually listen to your podcast in my car. First off, teacher life, but secondly, because the car seems safer than welcoming demons and dolls into my home. Everyone's saying this. Meanwhile, Em and I like just sat in my living room for years. And
yeah, now I'm trying to think like maybe people are onto something. Also, this explains why a lot of people during like doll stories have said like something happened in their car. Now everyone's driving this whole time.
Yeah, that doesn't seem safe either now that you mention it.
Yeah, next time if we ever do another doll story, please just put your car in park. Like just turn it off the ignition.
Stop moving.
Yeah.
Okay, I also just got Goose Cam because I read the next line and now I'm freaked out already.
Why?
Oh boy, Em.
Why?
I remember distinctly listening to your New Orleans episode. You had a young kid ghost that liked cartoons.
God damn it.
His name was Michael. I'm scared. And I know for sure he liked the Flintstones.
Okay, he definitely can hear us for sure right now.
Em and I always feel like he's kind of just chilling with us.
The second that was a weird attachment that we got because like anytime I even think about him, he's for sure next to me.
Yeah, Em does not even like when I mention his name. Like Em literally has asked me to please not say his name, which I was like, okay, weirdo, but now I kind of get it.
For the record, in case you are listening, Michael, it's not that I don't like you. It's just that I thought we were pretty clear in that you should stay in New Orleans and we would leave, and yet you always find your way over.
What 8-year-old really listens to grown-ups' instructions?
I guess you're right.
Okay, it says, oh boy, I'm going to get creeped out here. It says, I don't know how able-bodied this ghost is, or strong, or if another demon that I've welcomed into my car was messing with me, but this child changed my whole perspective on the haunted and unknown.
See ya.
Why am I home alone right now? Okay. Oh my God. Okay. I was turning left onto a major highway from my home. I had your episode on low just in the background so I could focus on driving. You know how you turn down the music to see better? Yeah, That was me, it says. I was laughing at the part that you were saying he really enjoyed the Flintstones as it was a favorite of mine as a kid.
Aww.
As I'm making this turn, my radio suddenly cuts to static. First off, I'm on Bluetooth, so this shouldn't have happened in the first place. The static is ridiculously loud, and then my stereo turns off. I already swerved into another lane accidentally, so I was steadying myself before turning my radio back on. When I switched it on, my Bluetooth turned on, and so did the Flintstones theme song.
Shut the fuck up.
On high volume.
Ugh. Great.
This gets weird, Em.
It did. It already did. We're done. It's too late.
I wish I had a blanket. It says, it still said on my phone that your podcast was playing, not any other song. I thought you guys had included the theme song in your podcast as a joke to scare people who are listening.
Eva, please God, say that's exactly what happened. Did you do that? Did you put that in?
Can you imagine?
Oh,
Can you imagine? Oh my God. If anyone else is listening going, wait, I thought they did put that in. Please let me know because
that's
holy shit.
Horrific. Okay, great.
Because as far as I'm concerned, we didn't because I would be way too lazy for that.
We did not. I'm really hoping that like someone else who edits our show did this. Okay, great.
Oh my God. Okay. I really thought you guys had included the theme song in your podcast as a joke to scare those listening, so I rewound it back to see what had happened and enjoy the joke instead of terrifying myself. However, when I played the episode from a previous point, it played normally with no static or Flintstones interruptions.
Good night.
I've checked this exact episode multiple times, and I've never had it happen again, nor has my Bluetooth ever turned to static again either. This experience, okay, I'm fully freaked out because do you remember what happened, Em? That's what happened with Michael. Em went to the bathroom and my iPad started blasting music that we had never heard before.
That was my first thought.
It literally started blasting music on my iPad that didn't even have music. Like, I don't even know how it got on there. The one I'm holding in my very hands. Oh, God.
Wow. The goose cam. It's like these goosebumps want to rip themselves off my arms right now.
They're running away from us.
They're trying to escape my body.
I don't blame them. Okay. I've checked this episode multiple times. Okay, I said that. This experience has honestly scared me to death, and I get a little anxious in the middle of some episodes in case my car buddy comes back. Either way, I just wanted to share with you the fear and terror I've gone through with your podcast, not including the newly developed sleep paralysis that has begun about a month ago. Okay.
Adorable.
Okay. Michael, if this is you, please leave our friend Kira alone.
And please don't mess with my equipment and blast music. I like...
Or mine either.
I like you messing with other people, not me. So let's keep me off the list. Thank you.
Other people that don't listen to our show.
Yeah. Let them just not even think that it could possibly be anyone. It's just a weird malfunction. Okay.
Hopefully you get the chance to read this. Maybe it will make its way on. I know there's more scary stories out there, but I just wanted to share a bit of mine. I don't know. This is maybe one of the scarier ones.
It's because it's personal. I feel personally attacked. Specific. Yeah. I feel victimized. I'm like, oh God. Oh God.
Raise your hand if you've been victimized by Michael, the ghost, the child ghost. I hope you guys are doing amazing. And as always, love your hair, hate your guts, Kira. Kira, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean for that to happen. We didn't even know he was going to come home with us.
That is a fact. I promise.
In fact, we asked him politely not to.
Hey, want it to get worse? There's, my next story has to do with PTD.
No, I knew you'd end up with one.
So this is from Ayla, who uses she, they pronouns. Love a good double pronoun. Hey. Thank you for normalizing pronouns. They.
Sorry. Okay. I regret that.
And they say the title is The One Where I Listened to PTD, and That's Why We Drink episode, and got attacked at work. And I'm not saying PTD. Hopefully by now you know who PTD is. If you would like to look up who we're talking about, just type in, go to, and that's why we drink.com, and then click listen, and you'll see a list of all of our episodes, and you control find the doll, and it's the one that isn't Harold. Okay.
Wait, is there a doll on, or I'm sorry, is there a list on our website?
Yeah.
Since when?
Like 6 months?
What?
Yeah.
Who put it there?
Me.
You didn't tell me that.
Yes, I did. I said I'm going to do it, and then I did it. And then we just never talked about it again.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh my God, that's handy. I wish somebody had told me.
Oh, I thought you were aware. No, it's...
Now I'm going to it. I had no clue about this.
Oh, no. I think the only one missing is the last one that came out because I haven't done it yet.
Holy shit. There's a whole list of our episodes on our website, everybody. Em, I swear to God. Okay.
Okay, anyway.
But
back
yeah, it's
to
also not Robert. It's also not Robert.
It's not Robert. It's not Harold. It's the other one that starts with a P. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. Let's just crack into it, I guess.
Wow.
And it says, hi, Eva, and everyone else if this gets picked. Hello to you.
Eva and everyone else. That should be the new name of the podcast.
Eva and Co. I heard that the 50th listener stories theme would be Cursed by, and that's why I drink, and I knew I had to submit it. Here is the story of that time I was listening to the PTD episode at work, and I got scratched and attacked in my cubicle. Even writing this is making me paranoid, and I'm about to get attacked, so here's hoping all goes well. Well, great.
If I have a follow-up after this, I'm going to freak.
Cass, if you're listening and everything shuts down in this room, please come get me, because I guarantee the door has locked itself. Okay.
Mom, pick me up, please.
For context, I'm a clairvoyant, claircognizant, clair a bunch of things, who has seen, heard, and felt spirits, energies, and entities for most of my life. I submitted a few previous listener stories back when my pronouns were different because of self-discovery. Been there. With some stories about the chill child ghosts and not so chill demons in my house growing up.
Oh, I remember that story.
That only I could see. Anyway, I've been to the ZB Haunted Museum a couple of times and have met PTD before, but nothing eventful had happened to me specifically while in her room. Fingers crossed it doesn't change, but I can say the same for you and me.
That's true, yes.
This uneventfulness might have been because I was getting attacked by the entity attached to the Dybbuk box instead at the time. So I was a little preoccupied, which, by the way, did you know recently the sage they keep around that box has been molding for no reason? We love to see it.
Do we?
Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm sitting at my cubicle at my old crummy accounting job listening to back-to-back and That's Why I Drink episodes with one earbud in to avoid getting busted by my boss. As I'm listening to the PTD episode, I start thinking back to the time I'd seen PTD and how she'd called someone who wasn't taking it seriously an asshole. Yikes. All of a sudden, my neck feels really hot, like someone had pressed a hot towel on my neck, and I feel something behind me. As many Claire people will tell you, you can't decide when you're going to see or hear or feel something. It's really out of your control and not something that you can decide. I feel something in that corner, so let me focus in and see on it. Or let me touch this cloth and see who the previous owners were. It just doesn't work like that for me. But I knew something was behind me, and even when I spun around, all I could see was this solid wall of energy. It felt dark. I couldn't very well just start talking to it in my cubicle. Yeah, can you imagine? That's like that's like the superhero problems you don't really think about. The you're at fucking work and like this is happening.
Well, and you're not even supposed to be listening to a podcast. You know, you're already trying to hide that, and now you're talking. Yeah,
so many things you have to juggle right now. Imagine being like in a conference meeting and there's just like a demon on the table and like you have to ignore it. Like, you know,
you're like trying to give a PowerPoint presentation and they keep standing in front of the laser pointer and you're like, "Excuse me."
Oh, just the worst. Well,
that's me as a ghost.
It's just you doing like the can on the table,
ruining your PowerPoint.
I couldn't very well just start talking to it in my cubicle for fear of judgment, so I tried to calmly walk to the empty bathroom outside my office, and once inside, I looked in the mirror to find, as if in a damn horror movie, 3 swollen scratches across the back of my neck.
Oh, God.
I couldn't feel the energy around me anymore, so I started putting water on my neck and assumed that it was over. But as I'm standing in front of the mirror in shock at what just happened and trying to calm myself down, the lights started dimming. Okay, this is like some actual horror movie shit.
Woofaroo.
It wasn't too much, but noticeable enough to put me on edge. I can't stress to you that the lights in this bathroom never dim. They're those bright, heavy-duty industrial ones. And then I hear a low growl at the end of the stalls on the opposite side of the bathroom. This is literally fresh out of a movie.
Yes, it is.
It sounded like the growling and hissing that those little girl zombies make in Walking Dead.
No, I don't like that noise.
Fuck off. Something inside of me kind of snapped, and I told it verbally and without caring if anyone was outside or walked in to leave me alone. I've been dealing with negative energies and spirits long enough to know that if you get scared of it and don't set boundaries, it will keep fucking with you. Kind of like gross ex-boyfriends. Ha! Anyway, I guess it listened to me because it got quiet and the whole bathroom got quiet, but I knew it was still there, so I stood there for another few minutes just waiting for someone to walk in and see me standing there looking like an absolute lunatic. Eventually, I left and told my boss that I was going to take an early lunch, at which point I proceeded to do all the cleansing practices I know in order to get this thing and energy off of me. I took a picture of the scratches and sent it to my other Claire friend who had been to the ZB Museum with me, and without prompting, she got the impression that it had something to do with the doll. Thoroughly spooked. I haven't thought about this in a few years because life and grad school happened, but hearing the topic instantly brought me back to that day. Needless to say, I haven't been back to the ZB Museum since. 2 attacks is too much for me and my anxiety. Anyway, this was long, but I hope this provided enough goose cam and commentary to make it onto the show. I hope to see you all in Denver once COVID restrictions lift. Ayla. Wow.
Oh my God. I mean,
Yikes.
honestly, like, we went to the ZB Museum and I was like, this is so creepy, but
we looked it in the eyes. We looked her in the eyes.
We were like, whatever. And then when Em and I started watching the quarantine special, I was like, I didn't realize like how wild this place gets, like how dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, people get really affected
and
there.
I remember we were kind of like laughing it off. I remember being like 10% nervous, but 90% thinking it was funny that like ZB literally makes you sign like a life like a like a 12-page waiver of like if anything happens to you, it's not our fault,
like, and including death. And we were like, okay, ZB.
Yeah, and like if your back breaks, then it's not my bad. Like, and but then after watching Quarantine, I was like, fuck, like, okay.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that anymore. Mm-hmm. That is actually pretty sensible. Wow. Well, I hope that nothing happened after you sent that email.
I hope not either. I hope nothing happens to us after having read the email.
Yeah, me too, but we kind of did this to ourselves, huh?
Sure did.
Oops, we always do. Okay, now we have a bonus story. This is a story, so this is the last one. This is a story from Anonymous, and Anonymous's pronouns are he/him/ghost.
Ooh, thank you for normalizing all pronouns.
All pronouns. This is called Hello, is this thing on? Pretty sure you haunted my house.
Sorry.
So let me just crack right on into this. I live in a house I'm pretty sure you haunted.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Nothing weird had ever happened to me here to my knowledge. I have a feeling about this.
Why?
I have a funny feeling about this in my tum-tum.
Oh.
Nothing weird had ever happened here to my knowledge, although granted I'm not originally from this area, so who knows what could have ever happened here what could have happened here before me. Uh-huh. I know what's going on. I'm from a small town in Alabama, but moved to California after some wild cross-country adventures. My house was open and sunny and peaceful. Well, not for long. My favorite part was this nice little bar cart in the living room. This is relevant, I promise. I would typically make myself a gin and tonic in the evenings and hang out with my dog, who's super cute but a bit of an asshole. That's not really relevant, but felt important to share.
I get it. I know what's happening here.
I was waiting.
This is literally genius.
From the first line was like, something is off here.
Oh my gosh, this is genius.
I'm Claire Gmail and
oh my gosh. Okay, for other people who don't know yet, I guess we should just pretend, right?
Yeah. We'll just see if you figure it out.
Genius.
Sounds nice, right? Because when I saw Anonymous, I was like, oh boy. Sounds nice, right? Well, it was until I started hearing voices. At first, it was just little things that I could ignore or explain away, mostly muted whispers coming from one of the upstairs rooms. I never really liked to go into that particular room, just gave me a weird feeling like someone was listening to me.
Shut up!
Pretty unsettling, but I just brushed it off as my old ears playing tricks on me. But then I started hearing full words, which really creeped me right out of town. One night, gin and tonic in hand, I heard clear as day, hello, coming from the stairs. You guessed it, leading back up to that upstairs room. What was going on here? Was someone from the other side trying to make contact? Well, I wanted no part of it, so again, I ignored it. Then the words got more frequent. Mostly hello, but I swear I also caught murderer, ghost, cyanide, yikes. And here are some real kickers. Bra.
Oh my God.
Citrus and fresh. Quite a confusing combo, they say. So by this point, I couldn't really ignore it anymore. It would happen so frequently, I could barely get any peace and quiet. Every time I went into that upstairs room to double check I wasn't losing my marbles, no one would be there. So I did the only thing I could think of. I got out the old Ouija board.
Oh, shit.
I tried to ask some basic questions like, what's your name or where are you from? But it almost felt like whoever was on the other side of the board was trying to ask me questions. I don't really know how all that spiritual stuff works, but I tried to answer as best I could. I remember we both seemed to enjoy gin because right as I spelled it out, the bar cart rattled so loudly downstairs. I thought all my booze bottles were going to shatter. I closed out the session right then and there because I wasn't willing to sacrifice my alcohol to whatever otherworldly annoyance had clearly taken over my house. So where do you come in? Well, here's the kicker. One day, this gal just shows up on my doorstep. She's a little younger than me, and turns out she's got a pretty wild story. She tells me she knows this will sound weird, but that she just followed two entities here all the way from Las Vegas. Oh, boy.
God damn it.
Stop.
Okay, continue.
I think she's some kind of new agey practitioner because she said she had met them briefly at a house party where the veil between worlds was thinner. She said she wanted to follow up on a conversation they had started. Oh my God. I couldn't ignore the coincidence, so I told her everything I had experienced. She said it sounded to her like my house was haunted by podcasters.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I told her maybe she's the one who lost her marbles and sent her on her way. She just shrugged and said she was pretty sure you'd both be leaving my house soon anyway, so she'd find you another time. Oh my God.
Wow.
But before she left, she showed me how to access your website form thing in case I wanted to contact you directly. I have to admit, I thought all of this was just a giant load of hooey, but then, true to her word, everything quieted down not too long after that. So now I'm back to my quiet gin and tonics, but here's the real kicker. Now I kind of miss you dummies.
Aww.
And what Peggy called, and that's why we drink. Great name, by the way. Yours non-corporally, the OG Walt. P.S. Tell Eva she was a doll for letting me automatic write with her. Ah!
Shut the fuck up. That's so,
that was so
wonderful. Good. That's so fucking... Wow, frame that because it's poetry. That
is lyrical genius, whatever that was.
Whoa.
I just got sent to another dimension.
I'm speechless. I'm just stunned.
Did you get the friend from Las Vegas thing?
Yeah. Okay. So I really officially picked first you said oh, I know what's going on. And then you said Alabama. And I was like, who the fuck do we know from Alabama? The only detail that went missing was that his he has twin grandkids or something. That was the only thing. Yeah. Everything else was covered. I noticed when you said drinking with my dog, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
I know
exactly. Yeah.
For those who don't know, that was apparently the story of Walt in almost like The Others.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow, I miss Walt. That was the ghost at my old house, and a lot of people have asked if he came with me. Apparently, the answer is I didn't go with him, so I think... I think he's in the clear now, so sorry, Walt.
Okay, but Bra, Citrus, and Fresh has to be the funniest thing in the world.
Oh, that's good stuff right there. I love that it was hello, and I was like, I'm waiting for Fresh to show up in this email. Also, that last line of this lady came over, and then at the end it said, I miss you dummies and what Peggy called, and that's why we drink.
So sweet. What? Okay, but now that I think about it, that was the last listener story we'll do for the entire year. What a nice way to end it. That was so sweet.
You're right. After I moved and everything. Aw.
I love that.
Walt was such a comforting presence.
He was the only Walt I trust currently.
I love that it was because apparently he was trying to hide from us and get us away the whole time.
Right, and the gin cart nearly exploding.
We threatened his gin. Yeah,
which is
bad.
The second that he spelled gin, we did go kind of ballistic. So
we freaked, and we probably rattled the hell out of that gin cart.
Wow. Oh wow. Well, brava.
Brava indeed. Thank you, Walt, and thank you, Eva, for channeling Walt through your writing or however this situation worked through the online form.
I didn't know you had such a gift. I didn't know
clearly
automatic writing was such a talent of yours.
Oh my God, I had a feeling. My God.
Did Eva say anything to you beforehand?
No, it just said. No, I just got a weird feeling when it said anonymous, and I was like, this is going to be some sort of like turn on me, because it said you haunted my house, and I was like, okay, this is some game.
It didn't even cross my mind when one of the pronouns was fucking ghost.
I know. Well, we had one with the pronouns grandpa, so at this point we're like,
I was
okay.
like, whatever, that checks out. Wow.
That
well, was so
thank
nice.
you, Walt. Thank you, everybody who wrote in. That was really fun. I like that.
Wow, maybe we should start doing like regular like Walt's journals, or like
I love that idea.
like Walt's entries for Patreon or something of like what Walt's up to with
God.
us not being around.
Dear Diary.
Dear Diary, it's finally quiet. Well, thank you everyone who listened to our 50th listeners episode, and to everyone who's listened to one or all 50 of these episodes.
That's so awesome. And you know what? I just realized it was really creepy about this last email. Sorry to go back to it, but that it said, I told her that you weren't here, and she said she'd find you another time.
Good
which
night.
I'm like, don't love that.
Yeah, that was a weird
Because
manifestation.
she wanted to finish a conversation we started.
No.
We said goodbye. Okay.
It was a hard goodbye, a final see you later.
Anyway.
Thank you guys so much. And if you ever want to submit your stories to future listener episodes, you can do that on our website, and that's why we drink.com.
Which apparently has an episode list that I'm bookmarking straight away, because that's so... Thank you, Em. That is so helpful. I had no idea it was there.
You're welcome.
So I appreciate you.
I say it a lot during Marvel Mondays. I think that's the only time I ever really talk about it. But
oh my God, I'm like so mind blown. Well, thank you, Em, for doing that. And thank you, everybody, for listening all the way from episode 1, where we made up our own stories. Or not really. We did. We took our friends' stories and
texted our friends
pretended.
We texted our friends and said, give me a random name and then send me a story.
They were true stories. We didn't make up the stories, but yeah, we made up the names. But and now we have people from all over the world emailing, so it's really special.
And not only that, but 50 listener episodes later, we went from our friends having to send us stories to people writing us stories about how we specifically ruined them.
I know. Wow, this has come like full rhombus.
It's like
almost.
I was gonna say it's like a full circle, but then like in the other way too, like a
a double,
like a double helix or something. All right, well, and
that's
why
we
drink.
Yay! See you in 2021.